A grave threat to humanity. That's the danger posed by so-called killer robots, according to campaigners. They're calling for a ban on the use of autonomous weapons that operate without full human control, as a meeting to review the Convention on Conventional Weapons takes place in Geneva this week. Well, for more on this, we're joined by Steve Goose, Director of Human Rights Watch Arms Division. Thanks very much for coming on to the programme. This issue's been under international discussion for several years now. Can you remind us about this technology, how it works, and exactly what are your concerns?
These are weapon systems that would operate without meaningful human control. That is, instead of a human, you would have the weapon system itself that would select the target and decide when to pull the trigger. You would not have humans performing these functions. Instead, artificial intelligence would replace the soldier on the battlefield. We think this crosses a moral line. We have moral and ethical questions about this. We have legal questions. We have international security destabilization questions. There are so many reasons why killer robots should never come into existence. And any one of these aspects deserves a ban, a preemptive ban. These are weapons that are still under development. We have a chance to stop them in their tracks.
So you're calling for a ban either via a new treaty or a protocol to an existing convention. How much international support do you have for this move?
The nations that are debating this at the United Nations are clearly, the majority are in favor of new law on this issue, a new legally binding instrument, a treaty or a protocol. But there are a handful of countries that are opposed, and most notably that would be Russia, the United States, Israel, and India. Not coincidentally, these are the same countries that are the farthest along in developing killer robots.
These are pretty powerful opponents, aren't there? How much chance do you really have of success? And what about their arguments that they agree there should be human control over these weapons, but they want to be able to invest in the technology?
Well, their idea of human control is really good programming, not a human who actually makes the decisions about targeting and engaging the target.
So how much chance do you have of progress, given these are pretty influential countries we're talking about?
The Convention on Conventional Weapons has been discussing this for 8 years, and they've made very little progress, largely because of these holdouts who don't want to see movement towards a legally binding instrument. But the CCW is not the only avenue for pursuing legal regulations on these future weapons. With landmines, with cluster munitions, we saw nations go outside of the United Nations and bring together a powerful group of countries to prohibit the weapons in their entirety. The same step could be taken for killer robots.